Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's yours truly, Kevin Key, Kevin Key Speaks. And what am I going to talk about today? How about it's not that easy? A lot of times we end up coming into professions or industries, jobs, hobbies, any of these things. And as we go into them, there's typically somebody there that already has the goods. That is typically our teacher, professor, mentor, any of these things. And for whatever reason, they have a knack of making things look so easy, right? They make it appear that you can just walk in there and the next day you can do it as well as they do. Well, here's the thing about that. Throughout many years of failures, trials, tribulations, they've acquired the skill. They've acquired the ability to make it look easy because they've done what doesn't work so many times and have found a system. See, the thing about systems are you have to allow time to go by in order to figure out what works best for you. And a lot of times what we do is we go in with what we think is going to work, not having all the information. See, experience builds a lot of information. It gives a lot of information because we go through the various ups and downs, lefts and rights, back and forth. And as we go around the bend, we actually get an opportunity to try that thing that we think is going to work and realize if it does or doesn't. When we first go in, we have a lot of, I know, based on previous experiences. But what about when you walk into something that you've never done before? When you're exposed to something you've never seen before? Are what you already thought would be going to be able to sustain you now? People, whenever we walk into new situations that we see somebody else thriving, somebody else making it look so effort, we've got to understand there's a lot behind that. And you can get to that place. But here's the thing. You got to be willing to put in the work that they did, which means sit down and ask them how they got there. And a lot of times you'll find out that what you thought is a short journey is actually a pretty long trek. And now once you find out what it takes, you have to decide if this is something that you really want to do or not. I'll give an example like this. Let's say there's this really expensive car. There's people that are content to look at the car and say, that's a nice car. There's people that want to get in the car and sit inside of it and say, I'm riding in this nice car. There's people that say, I want to drive the car, and they want to get behind the wheel. The thing about the people that I've named up until this point is there's no ownership. They simply want to be a part of the hype. The last person I'm going to tell you about is the one who goes in and says, I want to own that. And with ownership, you got to put some skin in the game. Because it's not just you're looking at it, you're riding in it, you're driving it, you're now providing it, which means you're providing the sustainability for that thing that you say you want. Whether it's the gas, whether it's the maintenance, whether it's the insurance, you're deciding that I'm willing to put in whatever it takes to have that thing. And that's the separator. Because the person that is owning it makes it look easy because they can tell the person who's looking at it or the person that's riding or the person that's driving, yeah, go ahead and drive. Go ahead and ride. Here, check it out. And it doesn't cost the other people anything. So it feels like it's easy to do the same thing they did. Bringing this all back around to the point here. When the person that you see is the mentor or the professor or the teacher, and they're making it look easy, you've got to count the costs. But before you count the costs, you first have to decide, which one do you want to be? Are you happy to just look at that thing, which is your dream, and say, oh, it's close enough that I can see it, and that's fine with me? Do you want to just sit in it a little bit and just say, this is nice, but then constantly get out of it? Do you want to drive it? Just being able to say, I'm going to dib and dab on the weekends here and there, that's good enough. Or are you trying to own it and full on commit? Now that is the price. You got to figure out which one you want to be before you go about trying to do it, because each level requires a different level of investment. This is yours truly, Kevin Key Speaks. And what am I saying here, y'all? I'm saying be prepared to count the cost of what level of interaction or engagement you want to be in for your dreams. It's all there for you. You just got to decide how far you're willing to go. This is yours truly, Kevin Key Speaks, and I will see you on the next one. Be sure to check out kevinkeyspeaks.com for more information, videos, and other things like that. Take care.